People so often wonder and often ask if they should take revenge, if they should seek out revenge on their ex-narcissist. And it's understandable why people might have those thoughts because people would have suffered a lot in the hands of the narcissist, would have been gamed for a long period of time, so often is the case. And just the fact that the narcissist would have had no regard for you as a human being, and everything that they would have said and done for such a long time would have only been from the kind of selfish orientation perspective. It's so easy to want to take revenge on that person once they're no longer in your life and you've seen through it all. But my thoughts around that are, once you've once you've departed from the narcissist and they're no longer in your life on an ongoing basis. I mean, maybe you might bump into them sometimes, but they're no longer an integral part of your life. I would say just let it go and try to move on with your life. And that can be difficult at times because the thought of the narcissist and the thought of everything that they did keeps surfacing time and time again. And it can make your blood boil. The thought of the injustice of it can really anger you. And sometimes it can feel like the world is just not in a good place unless revenge is taken. Otherwise, people can get away with anything, right? My kind of thought response to that would be to acknowledge the part of yourself in the bigger picture of things. And what I mean by that is the reason that you were able to kind of fall prey to everything, and the reason why you were so negatively influenced by the narcissist oftentimes is an opportunity for you to kind of self-reflect on how you let that happen to yourself and use that as an opportunity for growth. Because, in life, good things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen, but everything's a learning opportunity if you think about it. And the way I see it is, after you spend a lot of time with a narcissist and you realize, and if you properly kind of stop trying to judge the situation so much, kind of accept it for what it is, but to see what you can learn from it at the same time, you'll see certain things about yourself that you can kind of change and shift to prevent yourself from falling prey to similar things going forward. And where that kind of takes me in my thinking is that instead of actively trying to seek out revenge on the narcissist, trying to punish them for what they've done, try to use that experience, all the unpleasantness of that experience, to improve yourself, to kind of work on certain things about yourself. Oftentimes it's about putting stronger boundaries in place, not being so trusting, finding ways of changing your life so you're not so needy on one person to kind of complete you. Often it's that neediness that allows people to take advantage of you because they can sense that. There's lots of things about yourself that toxic people can sense. And when they sense it, they've already earmarked you as somebody they're going to take advantage of. They just have to work their way to it. Your job is to think, okay, how do I avoid that happening again? Because you do have the power to prevent people from taking advantage of you. I mean, there may be people out there who you'll always kind of disagree with, who won't ever be your best buddies and all. But if you change certain things about yourself, you will drastically limit the extent to which people can take advantage of you. Even if you don't agree with certain people, if you have the right boundaries in place and you've patched up certain vulnerabilities about yourself, maybe previously you had strong needs for seeking out validation from other people. Maybe you were codependent, you had a codependent kind of nature. Maybe you were very insecure and certain people kind of helped you feel better. If you patch up those vulnerabilities that could have been the invitation to toxic people in your life, then you'll find yourself becoming a much more of like a robust personality going forwards, and people really can't pull you. They really can't jerk you around anymore. You hold your own, and you're in control of your own self. So that's kind of my take when it comes to how to bounce off of this kind of anger and wanting to take revenge on the narcissist. Is channel all that energy, channel all that wisdom and experience and things to improve on yourself. Having said all that, if I guess the key there on the front of taking advantage of the narcissist, the key there is you shouldn't actively try. I don't think you should actively try to take advantage of them. I just don't think that's really in your interest. If the opportunity arises and somebody sincerely asks you, what do you think about the person, and there's like very little input on your part to kind of maybe give people a warning that you think they're a narcissist, to be careful, I'd say it's fine. It's fine to be truthful, and it's fine to kind of expose who they are when the opportunity clearly arises and you're just taking that little step to kind of give somebody some advice. I think that's the right thing to do for you, for them, and for the bigger picture. But what I find is often counterproductive is when people take big steps to take revenge on somebody out of anger, out of wanting revenge, kind of under that kind of influence of your blood boiling. That's usually where things kind of go wrong and can sometimes backfire. But if you're taking it easy and somebody has a conversation with you about the narcissist, you can be truthful about your thoughts, but not from a perspective of wanting to take revenge. Try to feel good in yourself, but just from a perspective of being honest with yourself and the person. And then you let them do what they want. Don't try to force people's perceptions of others. You give your view, and then it's up to them. Don't try to save other people. Don't try to force other people to notice a certain truth that you've seen that maybe they haven't seen yet, because all that kind of stuff backfires. Just be easy about it. You can let people know if they want. But the primary thing for you is just to take what you can away from the experience with a narcissist to improve yourself and any openings that you've had in you that were actually an invitation for these people to come in, whether you've realized it or not.